A single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, does it think it's more important than the stone that forms the base? And so how can you see what your life is worth, or where your value lies? You can never see through the eyes of man. You must look at your life. Look at your life through heaven's eyes. Now that's the intro to my favorite song in my favorite movie of all time, The Prince of Egypt. And this picture over here is a picture of myself and Auntie Paulina. Now it looks like a joyful picture because, well, indeed, we shared a joyful moment. But what you can't see in the picture is that we are in hospital. And this was the second last time that Auntie Paulina visited the hospital, because shortly after this picture was taken, she unfortunately passed away. Now, for the longest time, she had been staying out on the street, living in destitution. But for some other reason, and I'll get into it shortly, I consider this still to be a success story. And the reason why that is no, she didn't go through our programs and then find employment and accommodation. No, it's not something that appears in an NGO's annual report or an impact entrepreneur's statement. Because although for the entirety of her life, she lived isolated in destitution, for those last few weeks of her life, she was around family and community, because she was able to be taken in at the Center of Hope by an amazing team that I take my hat off every time I get the opportunity to. They were able to create a community where she was able to flourish. Now, the world does not define success in any metric that Auntie Paulina would succeed in. The world says it's all about how highly you can get educated. The world says it's all about how much you can earn. But none of these metrics apply to her and her life. And very much so, we fall into the same tracks, wanting to think that we've defined success by our own terms, or define success in a very material or status-driven type of way. But Auntie Paulina's story flies in the face of every single one of those metrics. Auntie Paulina's story asks of us to consider, what are the metrics we're defining success by? Do we want to be liked? Do we want to be known at the end of our days as someone of significance? Or are we simply going throughout our days trying to make another person smile? Are we simply going throughout our days looking towards the least of these in society and finding joy in their stories? Now, I can tell you I've read more books than I can count, but I've learned more from the tears of homeless women that I've ever been able to read in a single book. And so if you're watching this today, think about how you define success for yourself. Because if anything I've mentioned in this video sounds like it's too small, perhaps you're standing too close to the tapestry to really see the bigger picture. So zoom out. Look at your life, not from the earth up, but from heaven down. Get heaven's perspective on matters. So how do you measure the worth of a man? In wealth or strength or size? In how much he gained or how much he gave? The answer will come. The answer will come to him who tries to look at his life through heaven's eyes. I'm looking forward to changing the world with you.